Version 3.0's Lahai-Roi isn't just another map, it's a synthesis of mythological utopias. Agartha, Nanda Parbat, and Shambhala compressed into one sci-fi region that studies giant robots to unlock space travel. And based on the character reveals, this pulls from Norse mythology, Cyberpunk, Horizon Zero Dawn, and their very own Punishing Grey Raven. Today, we're breaking down the mythology, the characters, and why this might be Wuthering Waves' most ambitious lore expansion yet. Lahai-Roi sits deep underground beneath the Roya Frostlands. Planetary axis shifts froze the surface, forcing settlements underground. But despite the ice above, it's a warm and humid haven. The heat source? The Exostrider? A massive entity that sealed an ancient calamity with its greatsword, then ripped the reactor drive from its chest and suspended it as an artificial sun. At the center is Startorch Academy, established by the Space Trek Collective to study the Exostrider and advance space travel. The logo, a DNA double helix, reveals this is likely a Resonator research facility treating resonance as human evolution. The cassette technology from characters like Chisa and Galbrina probably developed here, and Rover attended this academy, raising questions about memory manipulation. Here's what's critical. Lahai-Roi has no sentinels, and the Fraxidus has already taken interest. So let's talk about this area's mythology. Let's start with the name itself. Lahai-Roi comes from Be'er Lahai-Roi in Genesis, the well where Hagar, an outcast Egyptian servant, encountered God after fleeing mistreatment. She named it Well of the Living One Who Sees Me, because she was amazed that despite being marginalized and overlooked, she was still seen by the divine. That theme, outcasts finding refuge where a higher power watches over them, maps directly into Lahai-Roi. The Roya tribe forced underground, Rover with erased memories, all watched over by the Exostrider's artificial sun. Even the parallel of a life-giving well in a desert versus a reactor drive providing warmth in a frozen wasteland. This is where we can really start to feel Kuro's layering, especially with the mythologies of Agartha, the legendary civilization hidden inside Earth, accessed through the Himalayas. The direct parallel here was the advanced underground utopia beneath a frozen wasteland. Agartha legends always feature a central sun powering the civilization. Lahai-Roi's reactor drive is a one-to-one match. These are the myths that inspire lands like Nanda Parbat, DC's mystical Himalayan city, home to the League of Assassins, a utopian refuge outside normal time, training advanced warriors with forbidden knowledge. Startorch Academy as a cross-border academic metropolis training Resonators. I'm excited to see if they transplant that function here and push some of that comic book storytelling. Then we add Shambhala, the hidden Buddhist kingdom that emerges during humanity's darkest hours, where material and mystical knowledge merge. Lahai-Roi researching the Exostrider to save all civilizations positioned it as a potential salvation during the Lament. And Kuro embedded a meta-reference. Chisa reads Murder on the Snowpiercer, which combines Murder on the Orient Express with Snowpiercer. It shows they've done their research. Why? Here's how these threads connect. Agartha legends and Norse tales of Asgard, hidden realms of advanced beings, exploded in popularity during the Industrial Revolution, right when trains represented humanity's technological pinnacle. The train became the symbol of self-contained civilization cutting through hostile wilderness. Christie's Orient Express and Snowpiercer both use trains as enclosed societies navigating danger. Lahai-Roi is a stationary version, a train that never moves, a self-contained civilization beneath the ice, powered by a stolen engine, just like Snowpiercer's perpetual motion. It's ancient mythology meeting 19th and 20th century technology, filtered through modern sci-fi. Now let's talk about the characters, because their designs reveal just as much about Lahai-Roi's identity. Mornye reminded me of Lizzie Wizzy's performance in Cyberpunk. The song titled Delicate Weapon, performed by Grimes, was a favorite of mine when it came out. Mornye's ethereal design, white hair, cosmic motifs, and planetary imagery with transparent legs captures that similar augmented aesthetic. She might embody that tension between grounded survival and transcendent escape. And with the potential upcoming Cyberpunk collab, these parallels might make even more sense. Kuro's clearly establishing aesthetic and thematic alignments before the crossover drops. Her holographic interface suggests she's connected to Startorch research, possibly interfacing directly with the Exostrider or mechanized echoes. Next we have Lynae, who will also be released in the early versions of the 3.0 update, and I'm hopeful that she might bring in some of the mechanics from Punishing Great Raven's Isla, whose kit revolves around painting with pain. Attacks splashing colors everywhere, visceral and expressive. My speculation is that Lynae's combat might integrate her bike like Isla integrates brushstrokes, dashing through enemies, leaving elemental trails, or dismounting mid-combo to use the bike as a projectile. The motorcycle represents freedom and rebellion within Startorch Academy's controlled environment. Maybe she'll represent the chaos disrupting sterile research. Sigrika might pull from Norse mythology Sigrid, particularly Sigrid the Haughty, a queen who maintained autonomy through strength. Leader or guardian figure, her tribal tattoos and mechanical aesthetic also parallel Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, tribal societies coexisting with ancient technology. Sigrika likely represents the Roya tribe, indigenous people who guide the exoswarm migration. If she's anything like her references, she'll be the bridge between Lahai-Roi's ancient roots and technological present. Luuk's design is covered in DNA imagery. He's likely a lead character or a Space Trek Collective director studying Resonator evolution. The name could reference her, German word for lord, plus essence or heresy, suggesting that maybe his research might push ethical boundaries. If Rover attended Startorch but can't remember, and the Academy studies Resonators through invasive means, Luuk could be connected to those memory gaps. His integrated tech suggests he weaponizes resonance frequencies directly, perfect for the tunability mechanic. Lucilla's refined aesthetic to me suggests she might provide support or healing. The name derives from Latin lux, or light. And lastly, we have our new surprise character. She might be the literal embodiment of Hagar, the outcast only visible to those with true perception. Her design screams Valkyrie, Norse warrior maidens whose names mean chooser of the slain. They exist between mortal and divine realms. Her white and silver coloring, wing motifs, and a technologically advanced aesthetic. And remember that character at the beginning of the story? The one with the holographic flowing hair and divine imagery? The ethereal glitch-like hair effect is now the second time we're seeing it. I think the red herring is Cyrene from Honkai Star Rail. Similar color scheme, robotic design, but the deeper reference is Nanami from PGR, the Sage Machina, the first mechanoid to achieve consciousness. If Kuro's adapting that story, this character could be Startorch Academy's experiment in simulated sentience, an AI that transcended its programming. Only Rover, with fragmented Academy memories, can perceive her because they share the same resonance frequency. She could be the tunability system made manifest, a being existing on a wavelength others can't detect. Now let's talk about the tunability system. Attacks build off-tune levels on enemies. Once you max it, it'll trigger a mistune state where you can attack for tune break. It provides extra damage and resets. For bosses, cast specific tune break skills during this to shatter defenses and interrupt their attack patterns. This ties directly into Lahai-Roi's theme, tribal wisdom coexisting with ruthless science. What characters are you most excited for? Drop your theories below and subscribe for more Wuthering Waves deep dives.